for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear, no fear. Here, declare your independence. Me, Ernest Hancock. We're up in Bangor, Maine, where we're working. You know, I tell you one thing. You know, I had to make the decision this summer. You know, got to get in shape for the build and so on. And you work out or you just work hard. Well, I've been working hard, man. I don't got energy for working out. I've been busting ass. So this is another ass buster we're going to be talking to today is Brian Becker. He's a friend from New Hampshire, and he's been involved in the Free State Project and doing a lot of stuff. But let's say hello to Brian. Now, the Weare house. Now, Weare, New Hampshire, you know, we have some friends that live up there. Jay Noon's up there, not too far away. I mean, nobody's that far away. You live in Weare. I mean, it's not that big. But, you know, one thing that I found out is that Weare has like 8,000 people. I go, where? I mean, you know, they're out in the boonies or something. Brian, how big is Weare physically? I mean, like the city limits is like, I don't know, 2 by 3 miles or something, or 10 by 20, or how big is it?
I believe it's about 8 by 8.
8 by 8. Yeah, you know, so 8,000 people and 8 by 8 square. You know, that's a small, you know, you know, there's enough people that know how to do something. Now, what we're looking at, the Weare house, Weare house, Weare house. Now, that is a small community. It's nice. You know, I've enjoyed coming up there for over the years. Now, the Porcupine Freedom Festival is starting in a few weeks. And, yeah, what is the date when that starts?
June 19th.
June 19th. Now, some people are already up there. I would imagine they're getting going.
There's probably some, yeah.
Now, Rogers Campground, one thing that Brian Becker, he keeps threatening he wants to buy it. You know, people we need to get intentional community of timeshare of your camp spot of something. And I've seen this becoming a trend around the country. If you're doing RVing and so on, people are, because they had problems during COVID and the lockdown and everything. So they're going, yeah, I want to have a place where it's not too hot, too cold, depending on the time of year. And I'll have one in New Hampshire. And then I'll have one in, you know, Arizona or Texas or Florida or something like that. It used to be Southern California, not so much anymore. So what happens is this is a kind of a passion project for Brian. But what he did, I want to show you this. We'll talk about this a little bit, is the Weare house. Now, what he's done is a beautiful home. I mean, it is thick-ass oak wood, kind of somebody milled their own something, and you go in there, and it's just really nice. And he bought this. It's only on, what, 3-4 acres or something?
5.5.
5.5 acres.
Yeah.
And it has some outbuildings. Here, let me see if I can show them, because these are really nice buildings. You know, he's got like a barn and garage, and look at the inside of this thing for having meetings. Ooh, it says tavern. Is that legal to have the word tavern on your bar? Anyway, so look at the inside of this thing. I mean, it is really nice. Lots of meeting spaces, space available for stuff. He's got a map with. Now, he did the wearehouse.com, and he's got wearehouse.org. Now, one thing I want to talk, Weare is known for I don't know, the Pine Tree Rebellion or some crap like that, an appeal to having, give a little history on that. Tell us about that real quick before we go further.
All right. So the appeal to heaven, basically I had a giant for sale sign on the front lawn, and this was 2 years ago when I bought the place. So it was up for sale forever, and then I bought it, and I had to get rid of that that sign. And I didn't have a brand. I didn't have anything to put on the sign. I just wanted to get rid of that. So this is 2021. On the anniversary of the Pine Tree Riot, I ended up painting this sign. Just had a small party, and then we ended up kind of painting this together. But this is a neutral enough message. This was back when the vaccines were starting and everything like that. And this is a neutral enough message to basically show support for the people. The message is behind the appeal to heaven. This is a flag that John Locke created back in the 1600s, I believe. Then it was adopted by George Washington. And the message is that basically once you appeal to the highest court in the land, you really have no recourse other than to appeal to heaven if you're still not getting justice, not getting the decisions.
Yeah, John Locke did that. I didn't make the connection with that. Thank you. John Locke was a big influencer on the founders, the country, the Declaration of Independence kind of stuff. Because John Locke it was like discovering gravity or something. I mean, his whole thing is that it's the individual is the goal. The sovereign of your life is you, not some king or pope or something like that. That concept was like, he said it out loud and wrote it down and everything. Oh my goodness. But there was an event there, the Lone Pine Rebellion of something. I mean, what this anniversary of that, what does that mean?
Yeah, so if you scroll down, I believe I do have a message from John Locke on what he said at the bottom of that page. So
and where the body of the people or any single man is deprived of their right or is under the exercise of a power without right and have no appeal on earth, then they have a liberty to appeal to heaven whenever they judge the cause of sufficient moment. John Locke, 1690. Okay, damn. Live free or die. Death is not the worst of evils. John Stark. Yeah, I see John Stark's name. Stark Park, Stark Automotive, Stark Tree, Stark something. Who the hell's John Stark?
John Stark was a general back during the Revolutionary War, and basically defended New Hampshire people. He was captured. There's a lot of history behind him, but and I can't do that justice. My memory is not good enough. But he was captured by one of the native tribes here and ended up earning their respect, and they had adopted him into their tribe just to kind of show what a good person he was, what a people's person he was. So he's really recognized in New Hampshire. The warehouse is on South Stark Highway. It's named after John Stark. So this is on John Stark Highway. There's parks and there's statues and monuments and everything.
Yeah, so I see that name all over, and I don't know the history, but thank you for that.
And he did coin that live free or die. Death is not the worst of evils. He was the first one to write that in a message to us.
That's one thing I'm always hearing. Like every legislative session in New Hampshire, there's always somebody, they want to take live free or die off the license plate or something. Like, damn it, you're not. That's too. No, we don't want to do that, and it never prevails. But they always try. Why? What's up with that? They don't want you to have liberty. They want you dead or something. I mean, what are they talking about?
Freedom is a scary thing. It's almost that very word is intimidating to some people, and it does require responsibility, which is something that not a lot of people are ready for anymore. It's just been conditioned the past years and years. It's been conditioned out of people to take self-ownership and self-responsibility.
Well, this is it's a beautiful place, and what you've done, we got to talk a little bit, a few weeks ago. We got to hang out, go golfing, had a good time, get caught up, and I was looking forward to doing this show, talk about what you were doing, because when you told me there's a Weare Facebook something communication, the community gets on their web page or something, and you put out a blast that you have events every month or a gathering or park and swap or something, and a market, And you go, yeah, I send out 6,000 to what? 6,000 to who? In Texas? I mean, what are you talking about? And that's when I found out there were 8,000 people there, and I'm going, whoa, who gets that database? But so what were you promoting? For people to come. How long you been doing it? Let's talk about that. How you're trying to take this facility and turn it into a community kind of thing, and tell us all about that. I'm interested in that.
Yes, I think we talked last year. We had a woman in here that was she was renting the place to start a homeschooling center. So she had that venture last year. That was kind of not with me involved. I wasn't involved much into that because I was working full time back then last summer, and so the homeschool ended up closing up in August, and I stopped working in September. I was laid off from my job, and then so I am starting this. I've been working on this idea for a while. I'm starting this kind of a community-based center so that we have a place to just use this space to meet, to gather. So the market is essentially the open house, weekly open house into the space. And we've had vendors. The first day we had probably over a dozen vendors come out and just demonstrate either their product, sell their product, showing off their service or whatever it is that they're marketing. And
well, give me an example of the tables. I mean, is it like, produce, eggs, leather, art, tattoo, massage? I mean, what? I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah, we've had almost all that except tattoos so far, but I wouldn't be against tattoos. So it's basically open to anything. And the original idea was that during the week, this would be essentially a business education center. So you would come in here as a small business, even if you have an idea for a project or anything like that. And this would be a place where you could get people together, you could get them talking, meeting, and be able to create your brand, be able to create your business right out of here. And then on Friday would be a time to bring that to market, to showcase it out to the public, to introduce your idea, so that way you get the reaction, see if that's the reaction that you want, and then you can adjust your plans, go back the next week and come back again on Friday and be able to come out with a different brand. Oh, I needed business cards printed out, I should have had those, so I'll do that next week. So it's just recurring, consistent enough so that you can adjust and be agile and work with whatever you're selling. So what we've had so far is probably we had a table. One regular is a woman that is a masseuse, and she's been doing chair massage. She's selling teas and different products, crafts. We had a woman last week selling, she had a bunch of baked goods that she had baked for another market, and that market didn't happen, so she ended up selling most of those here.
Selling what?
Friday. She had some sourdough baked goods and some apple cider vinegar that she used, created herself, and she was basically a homemaker. Lives about 5 minutes away.
Do you have anyone that does like hygiene products, like soap and deodorants and lotions, that kind of thing?
I do know somebody. I don't think they haven't been out here yet.
Yeah, get their butt out there.
Soaps. Yep.
Yeah, that's always a thing, man. Get off of Johnson & Johnson Dove of Poison Me. This is interesting, more than just you having this market. There's facilities there. There's things like you can help with, web pages and servers and emails and, so you're IT guy. So I'm going, okay. A lot of people, especially, it's like an incubator for small businesses. And the thing is that you're not really, you're not opposed to them selling in Asia or whatever. You probably don't care. But, it's more trying to keep it local. That's the impression I get. Talk about that.
Yeah, that's definitely focused on New Hampshire, but even more specifically, just focused on the Weare local businesses. So the webpage, wearenh.org, just got that created and started up this year too. and that's got a whole listing of I put together a listing of almost every business in Weare. I don't know if there's any that I missed, but that's just to showcase this town, what this town has to offer specifically, rather than looking at all of New Hampshire or this whole New England region. So being local, starting with the Weare first.
Well, you see the picture, the road picture here. You're right on the main drag. I mean, if you're going, to Henniker, Weare, up to Concord, I mean, they're going by you, and they got your Lone Pine sign, that helps. But the you got like 5.5 acres, you got plenty of land, you can expand and do whatever you. As you've been refurbing, a lot of it didn't need a lot of refurbing. I mean, when you got it for a steal, man. You knew somebody. But the thing is that you have this facility that is really, really nice. I'd think that you'd be doing weddings or something. I mean, this is, that people would pay some money for that. How much parking do you got? I mean, if you showed up a big wedding, you got a place to park?
Yeah, we could fit about 30 cars, but there are parking lots near me. There's a storage unit across the street. There's a Dunkin' Donuts and a big plaza next door, and there's a Dollar General right next door. So there's
a Dollar General next door to everybody.
So the parking is possible. My lot alone only fits about 30 cars. So I've been looking at about 50 people for the events, or a little under 50 people, to keep it so it's not technically an event, but it's more about the consistency and the regularity and giving people a place where they know that they can just come meet up. That way, the power goes down, the internet goes down, we got no communication, everybody can actually rely on, Friday night, we know where everybody's going to be.
Yeah, and you do like movie events and, poker night. I've missed. Damn it! I wanted to go, and I'm just I was so busy and I forget or whatever. But the community, it's not. And a lot of the Free State people and everything. You're hooked up, but I didn't get the impression this is kind of focused on that. Of course, a lot of those are the core, but you're really trying to open it up to the local community. Are you like involved in any of the organizations there, the churches, the Rotary, the JC, the council on whatever the hell, how is it dealing with the city? If you want to do anything, do they love Brian long time, or like, get that son bitch, he's got a pine tree on a sign? I mean, what is your relationship with the community?
That's a great question. I've just actually started reaching out to a lot of the local community. It's more just due to a lack of time and energy to be able to do that. But now that I've got the space, now that I've got, a community focused, localized thing, I've been meeting quite a few people just in the past month or two that are locals. I last year participated. I was a big part of, actually, we did a reenactment of the Pine Tree Riot. So we went into the town hall, and it was sold out. We ended up doing 2 shows on a Saturday, and it was sold out, packed, standing room.
2 shows of what?
We reenacted, it was about an hour-long play. So we went through the whole 1772 history, which had a Pine Tree Rebellion, was where the king came over to collect his tax on all of the pine trees because he claimed all of the pine trees in New Hampshire or New England area, claimed those to be his own, and either wanted a tax or wanted to take the trees.
But he really liked pine trees or something?
They needed the wood for their boats, I guess.
Okay, for the
England
mast.
was running out of.
That's one thing. New England has these really tall, big pine. So if you're making ships and you got the British Navy, you like your pine trees, So that's what he's like. And then it was by the size of them and stuff. Anyway, they were claiming, and the people were going, nah, that's my tree. And they go, no, there is no your tree. It's like, God's and mine, something. So this is what was the rebellion? I mean, what did they do? They, thumb their nose at them, tarred and feathered, something, what?
The whole story, you can watch the play that we did last year for the anniversary. It was 250th anniversary last year. So we did reenacted that play that came together in about 3 months, and it was just amazing. We had a professional director from moved back from New York City and created this whole thing from an idea, from a book. So that's on wearenh.org, and the story, though, is essentially the king sent his men to collect the tax, and they said, "Come on up." And once the sheriff of the county got to, or region, whatever, king's sheriff, got to Weare, they put him up for the night, and he was staying in the local hotel here, which was above the tavern, which is the tavern that I've got in the barn.
So wait. That building is where it happened?
No, it was actually a mile down the road, or up the road.
Okay, I'm just like, man, you didn't tell me that part. All right, so
yeah,
they
my
put
friend
him up.
actually lives there, so I've been in there.
All right, so they put him up there, and then what happened?
They put him up at the inn for the night. There were probably about 30 of the guys from town that ended up plotting a scheme to break into his room, and they, from what I've heard, they actually cut a hole in the ceiling above him, dropped down into the room, and then kind of beat the sheriff and intimidated him and chased him out of town. So that was their response to, "We're not paying your tax." The key part of that, though, is that they were tried for this crime of chasing the sheriff out of town, chasing the king's sheriff out of town, and the judge essentially gave him a slap on the wrist. So it's spoiler alert, but they really didn't have any kind of sentence or fine for this.
No, they're not slapping wrists anymore. They give you, decades in jail. I mean, they do it. There's,
The crown has changed a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, but it's not British. It's a Washington crown, or what? What's the difference? It's the crown. That's why pirateswithoutborders.com, the pirate, we always reference the crown, meaning they, them, those won't leave us alone, or whatever government. There's always some crown. Everybody's got a crown. But the effort, to introduce yourself to the community. How many community Weare regular Joe and Jane Normie showed up for that?
Yeah, get back. So that basically, I was integrating with the community. I helped out. I helped build the set and managed a lot of the set and things like that, right with the director. So I worked quite a bit on that last year. I spent a lot of time on creating that to make it happen. Then we had hundreds of people show up to watch it. It was just a major event. We've got pictures from the drone just looking at the line of people that were lined up to get into the town hall that day. So that was a big thing. And everybody I've met in town, I've completely befriended. There's never been any kind of conflict or issues or anything like that.
Because you're such a nice guy.
I try. There's no time for enemies. So try to love everybody.
Well, is there an effort to integrate into the local government? Or you got, running for mayor or councilor? Are you staying away from that? Don't give a crap? I mean, what?
Yeah, I try not to let politics slow me down or get in my way or get involved in that. I've never really understood or participated or done any of that voluntarily, any of the political system. I think it creates too much division. I think it gives too many illusions of being able to make change through your vote or through representatives. I think we live in an age that we don't need representatives anymore. It made sense a couple hundred years ago, maybe, but we've got internet, we've got technology, we've got, everyone can represent themselves. And now it's just a matter of what are you trying to get accomplished? What are you trying to get the government to control, essentially?
What? I mean, you want, well, this is, as a small community, you're offering what? I mean, this is, this is one thing I want to make sure we get that background I want to get into, is that it's a beautiful facility. Anybody can come in and use it, rent it, whatever. But you have some kind of a membership thing. I wanted to talk to you about that, you have this facility, you have these meetings, and for X amount a month or something, you get access to different things. You have, membership, private membership, of whatever. Let's talk about that as you have this resource for the community of Weare. See, like somebody from Manchester or Concord or something, probably, unless they got a wedding or some big event or something. I'm telling you, this wedding thing, you make bank on weddings. I mean, I'd look into that. But, it would be, somebody would come there to make use of your facility. How would they do that? How do they contract that? How do they join it? How does that work?
What I'm hoping is going to happen, because this is all just opening up. I opened up really last month, and what I'm hoping to do is sell memberships to the place. So you're essentially supporting what we're building here through a monthly recurring donation into the cause, into the space, into keeping it going, keeping the lights on. And with that, you're able to host your own events. You're able to use the space in a shared manner with dozens of other people.
Yeah, so put your name on the schedule and you win. I mean, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So the idea that I'm proving it right now, so I don't know if this is going to be successful or how this is all going to work out, but I'm pretty optimistic. So the idea would be to support it by multiple people, whether they're in state or out of state, whether they're just supporting it or they're actually using some of the resources that we're offering. It would be kind of more of a grassroots supported place, where the membership, just to get access, just to support, just to get on the network, is $17.72 per month, in recognition of the year of the Pantry Riot. But that is open to anyone in the world. That gets you into.
Oh, so you allow anybody to give you money? Oh, okay.
Anybody that's good. So there's as long as you agree to not hurt people and not take their stuff, and you're a good person, we could let you in. So that would get you into the network. There's like an online part of this too, and I've been doing live streamed classes. So there's another whole different aspect to this, is what we're teaching out of here, I'd like to put out to the world. So get them live streamed, get them recorded, so they're on this network where you can log in from Austin, Texas, and get onto some of the classes that we're teaching about technology and building your own server and setting up all these different things.
Yeah, that's one thing okay, so the audience knows. Let me go ahead and you can correct me where I'm wrong and I bitch this up. But the one thing, Brian is an IT guy, and what has happened is this facility was set up before. The business before had a lot of, power upgrades and servers, and that's why Brian wanted it. And so in the, tell a secret, in the basement, there is this big facility for hosting, for experimenting, for using, for a lot of technology. And there's a lot of the initial supporters of this project that have the capacity. As a matter of fact, one of the guys is, works with us at Freedom's Phoenix. And one reason that I know what the capability is that it's not just for locals to support locals of being local. It's also giving them access to the planet, and with enough satellites to Mars, but and the moon, to the moon. But this is a resource for a lot of young people that are growing up in Weare thinking they don't have access to well, here it is. You can do your business, you can do your podcast, you can do a studio, you do whatever hell you need that you don't have the facilities for $17.72 a month. Here it is. But more importantly is that not only do you have the hardware, you get the software from the guys that are doing it. Now, this is a lot that Brian, he's a great guy and got a great vision, but he's not the big, giant, bombastic salesman of whatever. That's me. And I go, look, I'm telling you, Brian has the infrastructure, the facility, and the help.
and the knowledge to make this happen. And that's what his dream is. He can see what the capabilities are, what, I and many other people would always want. I'm in a little podunk of nothing out in the middle of the woods of something, and this facility, if people understood what is available to them, all of a sudden it opens up the world to that one 12-year-old, that one 23-year-old, that one retired 70-year-old, that one person that they just can't quite get over the hump to have access to anything in business, philosophy, access to, now, not only platforms like, YouTube or some crap like that, but the knowledge of decentralized networks, of stuff that can't be censored, that can never go away. And a lot of the, like things that we do with IPFS and so on, there's many other decentralized projects and everything that have been manifested through Brian and a lot of the people that are working. So you see, it's always like a lot of people, they go like this. They go, well, if you give me the money, I'll build it, kind of crap. It's already done. He built it. It's time to come. It's done. It's done. You know what we should do? Well, they already did it. This is why I'm so excited about this, is that he's created the webpage for the local. Everything's going to go decentralized, and it's going to be a food thing. Well, who knows where the food is? Well, Brian knows, if he's not doing it himself. So this is an enormously, I think, beneficial add to humanity by having a perfect example of what can be done in a small town, in a small state. Live free or die state doesn't suck either. So you have this infrastructure of not just the hardware and the facility, but access to the people that can help make it happen. And this is one thing, and with this, I'll turn it back to you. I've been to, every Pork Fest since 2008, all right? And one of the things that I like about New England, even the winters I've been up here, the first ones was during the Ron Paul Revolution in 07, 08 winter. It was amazing how no matter how the biggest snowstorm ever in 130-something years was that year. And what happened is, boom, by 7, 8 o'clock, the roads are all plowed. Why? Well, the communities did it, but individuals, I don't know anybody, our friends, that, them or one of their relatives have a snowplow. So they take care of themselves. It's a decentralized type mindset anyway. The largest towns, Manchester, Concord, Nashua, was it Plymouth or Portsmouth? These are... they're like little suburbs, even in Arizona, that's just very sparsely populated. So your big city, woo, they got a super Walmart and a Home Depot. That's about as big as it gets. So it's decentralized. That's how come you can't tell 8,000 people in Weare. And they're north of Weare, in nowhere, So this has been a very enlightening part of how it can be done. When you're looking for decentralization, what it means is that it's decentralized down to a small community, down to a small town, a small community, a small congregation, a small family, a tribe, down to the individual. And that is what is in the framework of New Hampshire, is that this Yankee ingenuity, this is what they're talking about. It's individuals, it's small groups of friends and families, and they get integrated and they take care of business. The thing is that as that kind of got beaten out of you when everybody from Massachusetts, brings their communism up to New Hampshire because they can't stand that. It's just like Californication of Arizona. It's the same kind of crap, So that is the pushback from that is the culture in New Hampshire that is more self-sufficient. When you have these resources like, wearenh.org, all of a sudden you have all of the access to the planet with the technology to do it, and with the technology of, power generation, of communication, of, building, growing food. When the lockdown came, the Free State Project and friends, they're going to be fine. They like Jay Noon, our good friend. First thing he did, oh, you're selling all those hogs and chickens and pigs and cows and stuff. You can't feed, you can't afford to keep them because the restaurant's closed. Yeah, they're mine now. So this is it's going to be a food thing, and you're not going to starve. You're not going to go hungry, and you still have access to all of the information, technology, and communication of the world. And the servers and the technology and the brain software that Brian, Becker, and friends and a lot of their supporters in the community have, it's worth supporting just out of the principle, just to demonstrate that this is how you do it. Well, a lot of people, you give me I can't keep track of how many times people, well, if everybody gave me 5 minutes and $5 of their time, then I'll build what I want. What? Well, he already did it. And he wants to do it again. Rogers Campground, where Porcupine Freedom Festival is, Brian's got, I'll let him talk about that a little bit. He's, we need to have a place to go camping, because I don't want all your RVs on my lot, so you can go up there, But but talking about the Weare facility and what you're doing with the local community there, extrapolate on what I just said. How far off am I?
You pretty much nailed it on almost everything. You're right. I'm a terrible salesman. I'm not designed for sales here. I'm an engineer, and I should not even be the front man for this. But fact is, I've got the place, the beautiful location. It's right out in the public. It's a very, very visible space. And so now I'm in this position where I'd like to build that bridge between, all of us and with all of our skills and knowledge, and whether it's tech or food or this network that we've got of just the different people that do so many different amazing things, and build that bridge to bring that to the locals and the natives and townspeople and all of that. I've got the bridge built. I just need someone, a salesman, to actually showcase it, to be able to explain it in words that I seem to have trouble putting together.
Well, the thing that it's just like, you build it, they'll come. You built it, and you start having these events and so on. It's just going to increase. It's going to be like the play that you did. It's going to be, a food market. It's going to be, I don't want to die and I'm hungry, and we got a rental shared. You got a heavy equipment rental right there. Yep. Well, there's a bunch of free staters that got a bunch of stuff they don't have to rent because they got, and if you have in the community and you share, it's just communication. It's just to be able to, I got, you need, because during the lockdown, you couldn't hire anybody to do anything. I'm up here with Derek Slopey, and what was interesting is he's bought more equipment because, he's like Jay, man, there's always buying something. But then I go, why you got 2 dump trucks? And he goes, well, I need this one for that and that one to fit, up to the trail of the whatever. And he goes, during the lockdown, I couldn't get any gravel delivered. They didn't have drivers. There's nobody would do it. There just wasn't anybody to do it. They didn't have all the equipment they had. They're paying 3 times what it normally would be to work on some big project or whatever. He goes, just couldn't do it. So the community, for himself and others and friends, same thing I see up in Bangor, Maine, but in New Hampshire, and you guys all friends anyway. But, it is, I know a freedom-oriented guy, a liberty community or a Free State Project or somebody that has it, and they'll do it, for, probably a hell of a lot less of what they were charging somewhere else. It's community. And the thing that I've seen in, all over the country, everywhere, but it was more ingrained, more part of the ethos here, part of the upgrading and the heritage of New Hampshire has been this mindset and a live free or die mindset. And the one thing that the Free State Project has done is elected a lot of people to the state legislature. That didn't hurt, and they keep this socialism, communism, this authoritarian, totalitarian, whatever ism there is, at bay long enough to be able to demonstrate to the people how valuable it is for you not dying for lack of, I can't get anything delivered and the shelves are bare. You know, if you don't do it yourself, don't count on it getting done. And, you know, storage and, you know, equipment and access to information and livestock and growing. And that was one thing that was interesting. That really, I give you a telltale on this. Jay went and bought a bunch of swine, you know, pigs and different whatever. And used to put them on Facebook Marketplace. And, you know, I got pigs for sale, this thing. Well, nope, can't do that anymore. So he called them bacon seeds. I got bacon seeds, you know. Well, what the hell's a bacon? Well, they knew what it was, you know. So this is, and then when you see, he couldn't keep enough piglets. There were people, the communities kept buying 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit at a time, just so that they had fenced off some electric fence on the back, you know, quarter acre of whatever, that they had meat. And this is, and you know, there's always meat trading and food and produce and everything at Porcupine Freedom Festival. I just visited Richard Grove from Autonomy and, you know, TragedyandHope.com. And he has, you know, Grand Theft World. You know, he does a lot of stuff out of Connecticut and Hartford. So I went and visited them. They're like, hey, you know, we're not having to ship everything. We just buy it from the community up there at PorcFest. And they got a big restaurant thing that they did. We just buy from the community. And I said, you better get on the list because, I mean, everybody's wanting to buy. So this is all the things, well, they'll never, you can't. I go, bullshit. I've been watching this build for over a decade and almost 2 decades because I remember when I first started doing radio in Phoenix in 2003, that's when the Free State selected New Hampshire. And Freedom Summits that we had years before, they had tables there pushing this concept and so on. I've been following this from the beginning and seen it grow into they're going to be fine. Now, I'm from Arizona, and I'm going, how the hell are you going to be fine in 8 feet of snow? I mean, and they do it. You know, and I come up here every summer, and it's just been awesome. And a few winters, too. You know, I vote not. I go into the general store, and I'm buying, it's like January, February, and I'm buying all this freaking, you know, look like in, you know, the Christmas Story, the little kids all, you know, freaking wrapped up. And they're going, why are you buying all? The winter's almost over. Winter's almost over? Man, you guys got winter until freaking June. Don't you tell me winter's almost over. So, I still got a bunch of that stuff to stay warm because I'm an Arizona boy. But I tell you, all of the facilities that Brian's talking about, it's not like gonna build it. It's done. It's beautiful. And it's ready for the small itty-bitty town of Weare. So I'm going, okay, and he's making friends. And you just keep doing what you're doing. People are just going to come. Now, the one thing, is there a community, a party, an aversion to the liberty community? You know, don't let your grandkids go there. They might get libertyized. You know, I mean, is there that you got to contend with any?
That is kind of the funny thing right now, and I think that's the point that I'm at with the market day, is I've opened it up. I want everyone to at least stop by, meet me, you know, check it out, see if it's anything that they're interested in. If it's not, then move on. It's no big deal. But I feel like people are waiting to see what side I'm on. Like everyone's got their, you know, their enemy, the side that
there's a side
that they're fighting against or trying to keep at bay or whatever they're doing. And it's like, everyone is looking at me like, which I haven't come out on a specific side. They don't know if I'm red or blue or yellow or,
hell, do you even vote? I mean,
nope. I don't play in that system.
You're
I don't
still
play
voting?
in that world. It's right. Yeah. I've never seen that as a way to make change. I think, ground up, I think what I'm doing is a much more effective way to make change in the community. And like you said earlier, I look at this as a model. I don't look at this as like the one solution for everybody. We got to centralize on Weare now. No, this is just an example of what's possible and what we could do if we could get, you know, people to come together and use their minds and share their talents and skills.
Okay,
So
okay,
it's
okay.
building that network and building more of a foundation than it is building the solution.
Okay, let's look at this. If I wanted to do Members Cloud, I want to give you money. How do I want to do it? Join Us. Is it the Join Us tab?
Yeah, the Join Us tab will get you into, you've got basically 3 options, and there's the Give, Help, or Join, and those are the little tiny links at the top of it.
All right,
So-
well, let's do this real quick before we go, because I want to,
Okay.
I want to see. All right, just give me money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so give me money. So this
is a donation form where it's essentially, it can be combined with the membership if you want a membership, or if you want to just send me money to keep this going or keep the dream alive, that's fine too. You can do any kind of custom amount. This right here is actually going through a credit card processor, so I don't expect this to last forever. But it's just going to me personally. I'm not guaranteeing anything with this.
Yeah, I endorse Brian. You give it to Brian because it's Brian. Whatever. I do the same thing. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Just you want to give me, you trust me or you don't. So I'm not playing games. All right. So you do the one time monthly. You could warehouse guest. Or it's describe what the services are here. So if I just do a one time, I just give you money. Go buy freaking more Cheerios. I don't care. So then you have, probably not Cheerios, but you know what I mean. So you have a monthly, make it regular monthly. Now this warehouse guest 472, what is that about?
All right. So the entire space, other than Friday, the entire space is dedicated to this private associations of, the warehouse. And I need everyone to be members of this in order to join the club, participate in the network, build all that up. So the 472 would be, all right, well, if you're not a member, then I'll still let you in. You come on in, check it out, go to this event, go to, a Pine Tree Radio meetup or class or one of my classes. And you could do that for a daily membership, essentially, of 472. And then if, you're doing 3 or 4 of those a month, that's going to add up to be almost $20 a month. So you might as well just get the 1772 is what I'd like everyone to sign up for, so that you can come in and you're a member and you're on the network, you get communications from us and all that.
Okay, so it's
that's
access
the idea behind the monthly.
To the facility, and each time you come, it's $5, but if you're going to be doing that more than a few times a month, you're making use of it, you're just better off just doing the 1772 thing. Okay.
Right.
Now the 172 is what?
That gets you access into the building, either the barn or the house with the conference room and everything. And it gives you a key code so that you can let yourself in, gives you a little more responsibility. So you're cleaning up or taking care of, take out the garbage when it needs to. And you're able to host their own events. So I would look at that as, say, the Free State Project wanted to use the space for some event once a month. They want to do a new movers party once a month. Okay, right. Well, the entire project could be that warehouse leader, which essentially they're able to get in. They'd have somebody let the people in, host their event, and make use of the space.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of the our Freedom's Phoenix workshops that we've done, and but that went on for a year, and it was very successful. But I didn't charge. I made a mistake. I should have known Brian. We do this. This is this is cool. All right. So now you got a place that you could do stuff. Now then, let's go back to what was the other option there had. All right, help.
Oh, the help.
All right.
Yep.
Help me. How do we help you?
Yeah, this is an important one. So I'm looking for volunteers or anybody to put in anytime. Building these teams up, I need somebody in the promotions that could, put videos together. I need a web editor. I need a web, some help hosting these websites.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
I've got a million things going on, and I'm just basically looking for, all right, well, there's somebody that can come out and take care of this thing for me, whether it's cleaning, whether it's mowing the lawn, whether it's whatever. But I'm kind of doing this myself right now, and this form actually lists a bunch of the different projects that I'm working on. So those are the different projects right there. And then soon we'll be putting a video together to explain what all of these different things are.
Yeah, as soon as you get a video guy to help you. This is,
yeah.
So this is what you can bring to the club. Okay, this is, there's a lot of, projects here doing community and forums and online and, and the freedom cells. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff there that you guys are integrated with. But, what you can bring to the club. Video editing, yeah, call me too. Okay, I got money for you. I don't know what the hell Brian's gonna pay you, but there's always video editing. There's a lot of people want to do this stuff. They're just not really, because if they're very competent at it, then they're worth money. They're off, making a career. But if they want to learn it, if they're, building, or if they just want to, they're really good at it and they just want to devote a little bit of time to it. That's where we get a lot of stuff done. So there's that. Social media, somebody, I know how to Facebook. I mean, whatever. Promotion, marketing, web development, branding, artwork. We can talk about a lot of this stuff. Event management, teaching, web hosting, IT network, desktop support, phone support, reception, landscaping, gardening. There you go. Get your freaking garden out there. Outdoor chores, snow removal. That's always a snow thing. Indoor chores, cleaning, organizing, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, volunteering, business development, accounting, shopping, online, or, I guess, what's IRL mean?
Oh, in real life.
In real life?
In real life, yes.
Okay, man, I got to learn all these acronyms. All right. Food prep, food production, food marketing. Should do food storage and prep. Food prep, I guess that's what that means. Food market, relationships, security, legal, enterprisey things. That's kind of a big thing. Government interactions, taxes, town, state, Fed, USPS, dealing with, I choose not. All right, child care. Yeah, that's a big thing. Services, massage, beauty, health, hair care. If I find, I couldn't find it. Screw it, man. I just took my clippers and cut my own hair, which I had to have fixed up here. But, someone that does health care, massage is a big thing. I don't need a massage here pretty directly at this work. Damn, my back's killing me. And then hair care. For what hair I got, I still need somebody to cut it. I'll pay money. Event coordination. I'm doing all this stuff right now, but shouldn't keep going at this pace. Help me. Yes, you can. Feel free to select that too, because it likely applies to whatever the hell you want to do. So this is help. Just help. Yep. You want to participate. You want to support the idea. I'm hip. Okay.
The other part of that too is that's building up these networks. So I look at having this media team that I can at least blast a message out to, say, all right, we've got this project coming up. We're looking for a videographer and a producer and this and that. And now we've just got a team of all of these people that have that skill that could jump in. And whether it's going to be a paid thing in the future or not, I don't know. And I don't know that all of those things are going to be volunteer efforts. They may be exchanged for silver. You might get some crypto or whatever it is, but it's not only for me. It's not only to help me. It's more about building up that network so that when these things come up, we have, teams to be able to.
I just did a show,
like the food team, for example,
with another guy close, Silver Dave, and Dave has opened a facility not far from you where he retails silver products. And he's got his own Ford doing man. The boy's got it going on. All right. He's been doing this for a while and it's really amping up. And he has guys that are using their phones to document all this stuff. And then they just send the files to some editor that's doing exactly what you're talking about. I don't know how much they're charging or what they're doing, but talk to Silver Dave. And say, hey, man, what guy is that? Let's do, get a bulk deal, so there you go. It's just local guys already doing it. All right, let's see. I got join here, visit. Here's your, so this gives you your breakdown of a lot of these different ones. So this is awesome. You're getting it going. You're going on. So what do you think is the biggest market for you? I mean, are you like speaking at the school? I mean, are you flyer in the parking lot at the, the local whatever the hell? I mean, you're talking to business owners. I mean, how are you expanding the awareness of this?
Yeah, I think the businesses is going to be the big thing, getting the local businesses that are in Weare, once they can get out and do some footwork and get out to visit all of these people, meet them, see if they want to be part of this network. I was just thinking maybe I could put like their business card on this Weare and H website for, they sign up to support, and then we can, work out some kind of deal where they're basically sponsoring part of this. Still.
Yeah, you need help. I tell you, here's a good idea. I got a good idea for you.
Okay.
All right, now here you go. Ready? Ernie idea. One thing that I was really encouraging when you go to, the Free State Project kind of thing is that you not want to, you want to play politics and do this and you're doing it wrong and vote for me and I don't care. But, it's like you sponsor the local Little League team. I mean, you give them, you get their T-shirts, kind of deal. You got your logo on their hat, that kind of thing. And, you go to the businesses and get their business cards, or you create something. You got guys know how to do graphic art and so on. Get their logo, you do it, and you have, every time you have one of these markets, you have a big, 4x8 sheet of plywood painted pretty, like your Lone Pine sign or something, and they get a space on there. You just put a bunch of their cards up. You get that little ad up there. Hell, you can laminate it or something. I don't care. But you put it up there, sponsors up, or here's all the resources. This guy's got a backhoe. This guy's got this. Or you need a trailer thing. You got all that stuff is there so that during the market, people are going there and just shopping, what's available. Then, of course, they have the ability, if they want to come and get a card table and say, pick me, boom, you're good there. You have you're marketing the community. They can put in a little $20, or they can pay their, for $5 a month. We'll have you on our list or whatever. In addition to doing it online, you have that physical, view. It's like when you go into a lot of community bars or taverns or local markets, they'll have that pegboard or that little cork board that has all these 50 gazillion business cards and everything, which in small communities, I check out. I'm going, and I need that, and I need that, and I need that. So I can see that this is going to, but Brian's one guy. Damn, he has a lot of friends and some help, but he really needs, people that understand the value of the decentralization of food and work and building and repairing and keeping your community. Because I tell you, that's one thing I noticed in New England. There's a lot of maintenance on buildings that need to be done with the kind of weather you have here. In Arizona, all you got to do is have rock. To protect from the ultraviolet sun, because nothing rusts, nothing degrades, but the sun will kick the shit out of you, So this is, there's a lot of maintenance that needs to be done. And I'm like, I hope you're building, it's nice, but you have to paint it, every 6 months or whatever the hell you guys got to do here. But, so I'm hoping that people understand the value of what he built it, and hopefully they'll come. And I'm saying it's done. I've been there. It's beautiful. It's done. It's done, So take advantage of it. And the best way that you communicate with the community, other than just being a nice guy and walking around and say, yo, what's up, is what is the most popular platform that they're using?
There's a huge Facebook group for the town of Weare, not the official town of Weare, but the people. There's 6,500 people in this one group. So putting a message out to that, you're reaching a huge portion of the town right there, the people in the town. And
what kind of responses
that's one
do you
way
get?
I've got the roadside sign out there right now with the domain name on there, with the Market Friday on there. And like you were mentioning with the bulletin boards, I'm actually going to get out to those. One idea that I had, though, on those bulletin boards that are in all the restaurants and all the local little shops, is just taking a picture of that and posting that picture online so that it increases that reach for all those businesses on that card or on the bulletin board. So doing that on a regular basis and just going down to the diner down here and taking a picture of their bulletin board, go to the tavern, take a picture of their bulletin board.
Yeah, except that one business, that communist son bitch, and whatever. See, that's one thing. Are you exclusive? You have to be a private membership association. You have to have some kind of criteria. So, whatever that is, I don't know how exclusive you want to be or to what bent. Are you? If you're, if you're flying a Ukrainian flag, probably need not apply. I mean, I don't know. How do you limit participants?
Yeah, the one thing that does bind pretty much everyone in this area is the Weare address. So that's one way, is keeping that Weare network, at least the Weare portion of that network, to specific to Weare businesses and Weare residents only. Whereas the membership of the warehouse actually gives you a Weare business address. So now you're part of that network. So that kind of, that's another benefit of joining warehouse.
Oh, so you're going to have a mailing facility kind of thing?
Essentially.
Exactly
what you get
Derek.
for
He's travel mailbox. That's what the man. Shoot, man, you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
It's possible.
You know, that's one thing that was a secret power of Captain Mark, Pirates Without Borders. He knows somebody, and that's one thing. Brian knows somebody, so there's a lot of things that I can see the value in this. And it's what's so amazing is that as you've built this and you started developing, the infrastructure is already there. So many people keep talking about, if I. Well, there was no if I. He already did it. Now, let's end on this. Rogers Campground, it seems like that would be a distraction from this. But you're seeing that as, another opportunity to something. What's your desire in that project?
Well, this one is trying to build up that local community market, local businesses, and promote all of that through making this model of community building. Well, Rogers would be an intentional community eventually. So there's two parts to it. One is, Rogers is for sale. And if nobody buys it that wants to keep it a campground, then anything could happen to it. So they could come in and bulldoze it and build condos or whatever. Yeah. So there's this gorgeous campground up in the White Mountains that's set up to be able to house, 300 or 500 families, at least during the summer. So turning that into something that other than a campground would be pretty devastating. So it is for sale. And I think that we have a big enough community where we could crowdsource this project to actually buy Rogers, build this intentional community, and have essentially what I'm building here is a pork fest, similar to the pork fest style, where you can just have this free market and come out and vend. Up at Rogers, it would be that essentially all summer long. So you would have this community working together of like-minded people that can just live there, share all of their responsibilities, have all the kids living together and growing up together, and being able to rely on the community a lot more in a more tight-knit fashion. So that's a dream.
My thing has always been, whenever been presented with this, because, of course, everybody wants Donna and I to move there because, we're productive. I mean, we take care of ourselves. We add to the whatever, bust ass. Like I've been, and this is not a slight when I say this. I've been doing a lot of manual labor, okay? In Arizona, the Hispanic community, they're the hardest working. Where, find me an immigrant, man. I need some shoveling done, And they're just used to work. I mean, actual sweat and do work. It's like Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs he started a school for people doing trades, HVAC, plumbing, electrical kind of. He goes, my guys aren't going to be worried about where they're getting their food. My guys are making bank. My guys got a work ethic. My guys aren't looking for some entitlement. My guys aren't looking for a universal basic income of whatever. My guys got it going on. So this is somebody who's willing to work. They got a work ethic. If they weren't, stimulated out of, not doing anything and on the internet all the time, sitting on their blue face all the time, and they're going to be roadkill. What's coming? Roadkill. And I'm telling you, you need to be able to be an add to a community. And I'm looking forward to seeing this happen, but a lot of people, they want us to be part of an intentional community. For me, I just want my property. This is mine. I got, this is my fence. This is mine, not yours. That's yours. This is mine. Mine is not yours. Yours not mine, mine not yours. Definitely mine, not yours. Okay. So then you can start negotiating whatever, have a community or voluntary interaction, your private membership association, but association with other people as individual. But this is mine. I'm not, given this. So when they say, we want you to come up, I'm going, okay, I got 3 questions. What do I have to do to be part of your thing? I got to what? What can't I do? I'm not allowed to that. And what's your conflict resolution? You answer those 3 questions, and I can determine what I want to do. And you got to, do this. So hopefully you're working on that. But the Weare thing, I think, is, much more immediate, much more already there, already set up in a unique place with a lot of support from the community and the people. Now, of course, you're going to have, you're not going to be anywhere northeastern United States that you're not going to have the retiree government entitlement teacher triple dip pension policeman, then fireman, then federal agent of the whatever sitting on. He wants to tell everybody what to do, or I know who to call, or the shiny badge be a showing up. So I'm wondering, in your private membership association agreement, to be a private membership, you have to have some kind of a statement of, I do not advocate the initiation of force of fraud against any individual, something, So what is the discerning factor that you have to be part of the private membership association? Somebody'd say, well, I'm not going to sign that. I don't want to do it. Good. Then you can't be it because you're not willing to agree to this, document or this philosophy. We don't want you. What is that?
Right now, just to get in, at least as a day member, I acknowledge, or I will not hurt people and I will not take their stuff. It's essentially what you're agreeing to.
That works.
So it's the non-aggression principle. It's do not initiate force against anyone. Force is only justified in self-defense, things like that. And this covers everything for now. So it's an agreement. And like I said, I do have the different organizations. So there's the Weare NH is limited to Weare people specifically, whereas the warehouse is open to anyone that agrees to abide by the non-aggression principle.
Did you retain the power of excommunication of butthead?
The what?
I don't know. Somebody that's a butthead,
Oh.
They're just disruptive,
Yes,
being a pain in the
yeah.
ass and you're done. So saith me.
Yep. And that's the beauty of the freedom of association and freedom to associate with who you choose to associate with. This is essentially I'm agreeing to associate with you and you're agreeing to associate with me. And
well, you maintain your private property rights if it's mine. I got, see this property line? Mine. And I'm like, you're lucky I'm a benevolent dictator if I don't care, but I see you're disruptive to, same thing with social media or Telegram or Signal Page or Freedom's Phoenix, or Pay or any of that stuff. Somebody's being disruptive or just monopolizing time or ouch quit it or always flame wars and stuff. People I like, people I get along with, people that donate, people that are supportive or whatever, but they think that buys them the right to just be a dick. Rule number 1, don't be a dick. If you're going to be a dick, don't be a dick here, or I push the button, delete. So as long as, because Brian's such a supportive guy, you can tell by his demeanor, he's just not wanting to tell anybody what to do. He wants to serve. He wants to be an ad, but he is going to maintain, control enough that, he's got enough self-esteem that he can say, you're a dick. And, a lot of people that support him, they got enough self-esteem to say, this guy's disruptive. This gal is a sociopath. This person is a gossip kind of troll infiltrating of something, because there always is. Always. I've been doing this 35 years, and I'm telling you, there's always that guy or gal. Always. And if you don't have the capacity to be able to, cut the cancer out, it never works. So you have to maintain that. Plus, you have a clear definition, don't steal, don't hurt, don't whatever. And any libertarian event, this kind of thing, that has that kind of, community, I feel safe leaving my laptop sitting on the picnic table. I mean, you go to Pork Fest, it's like you're locking your doors or anything, because a lot of times everybody's armed anyway. So, but that is, that's another thing. If you're for taking somebody's self-defense means away from them, well, I don't want any guns. Well, then don't come, because, it's not that everybody's packing all the time, but probably. I mean, that kind of deal. So
possible.
I'm really encouraged by, the weird thing that you have such confidence. It shows a lot of confidence that you just did it. And it's a lot of money, a lot of resources that you've donated into this cause, making this stuff available. Now you're counting on people to support. I mean, it's you can't, spend all the money, cover all the cost, do all the work all the time. It's just, it's not fair. It's not just. And a lot of people, love what you're doing and want, but they got to pony up. So, all right, gosh darn it. I'm in Arizona, but damn it, I got to do a thing here. All right, join us. What I got to do. How much a month I got to hear, how much I give. All right. I'll at least do the, $4.72. Just out of, so my wife doesn't yell at me because I keep doing stuff. Damn it, you did another thing? Oh, my God. So will it do PayPal, or do I got to do a credit card, or how do I do this?
This one is credit card. On the main page, there is crypto and a couple other options, I think.
Yeah, I think I'd rather do a crypto thing, a one-time deal. All right. So I go, where do I do crypto?
Right here, you can scroll down, and there are crypto addresses.
Well, shoot. Well, I don't have my phone. All right. Hold on a second. I'm going to leave this up while I get my phone, so I could do this. And go ahead and talk about each one of these cryptos, how they work, how to do it. They just scan it. So I'll leave this up for people to be able to. Here, let me make it bigger so it'll be easier. All right, there you go. All right, go ahead and talk about that real quick.
All right. So, like I said earlier, the credit card link is going through Give Butter right now. I already had a Stripe account canceled. Stripe rejected my application because they said they don't do crowdfunding or something like that. So now Give Butter is the alternative to crowdfund. So that's the credit card donations. However, the credit card donation through Give Butter, even though it is a crowdfunding type platform, I don't expect that to last forever. I think they'll shut it down. That's the way they kind of control your speech and control what you actually do, how you get money, how you get paid. There's really no definition. There's no box that I fit in right now. So we'll see what happens with that anyway. But the crypto donations are kind of the solution to that, is give another alternative other than depending on the banks, depending on the credit cards. So by opening this up, we accept right through the website, we accept 6 different cryptos, just different ones that I chose. We can open it up to anything else, but you can scan the link with your QR or with your phone. You can donate that way, or just click on any one of these QR codes and they will bring you into the crypto address.
I must love you so much because I'm willing to give up some of my. I hate spending crypto. God dang it! It's just,
especially with it down.
All right, so I go. Let's see. I want to buy. No, I don't want to buy the crypto. I want to send. What I want to do. I could do it, man. It's been so long since I freaking do anything. All right, so I go send, then scan. Then I'll do Bitcoin Cash because all right, Bitcoin Cash, and then how much I want. I just do a one-time thing. All right, I'll but then do I got to fill out who I am or something, or how do I do it?
Yeah, the idea would be to use
now
that,
the $172. Is that a month?
Yeah.
Nope, not doing it. All right, so I go.
and that's essentially you're renting this entire space. You've got the outside, you've got the barn, you've got the house, and everything that comes with it, essentially, for $172 a month. If you look at it that way, you're.
How about I do 172 for a lifetime if I get to come by and say, hey, how about that?
You send me anything, Ernie, and you're a member.
Yeah, I'm a something, All right, 176.
We need you in the network.
Done. Slide to confirm. Transaction success. See how easy that was? Boom. Done. 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 And you got a show. All right. Let's quit before I spend more money. I know my wife's on my ass, And that's one thing. I hate doing crypto when you know it's going to go to the moon. So that $172 in Bitcoin Cash is going to be your 1720 freaking whatever anyway,
I'll appreciate that in 6 months.
Oh, yeah, you'll
be paying my rent for the month.
Damn Skippy. Yeah, this has been awesome. Thanks for coming on and sharing. Was there anything else you want to share?
Porkfest this year is going to be amazing. We've got a place up there. Hopefully we make progress on buying the campground. And I've got, there's a whole nother tech side that we never even touched on, another tech project that I'm working on. I just actually worked with Autonomy, did a class for them last week.
All right, real quick, tell me.
No,
you can't tease us like that. You got to tell us now.
So this one is DCNH.tech, so decentralized New Hampshire.tech. The idea there is to get out everybody running their own web server, their own email server in their business, in their house. And you've got hundreds of these decentralized around New Hampshire so that you don't have one single big entity hosting all of where they can just come in and shut things down. So you're responsible for your own data.
Distributed, decentralized, whatever.
It's federated is one word that
federated. Okay.
Depending on the part that you're using, but this is a whole initiative to just decentralize the tech and get these nodes out there so that we're not reliant on one single internet connection or one single power. So if one area goes down, then you've still got the rest of the network built up.
Okay, now what did you do? You did a class or a webinar or something for Autonomy. Yeah. Autonomy, Richard Grove, Tragedy and Hope, Grand Theft World, so on. Autonomy, it's a school getting, couch surfing, povertarian teenager playing video games on grandma's couch, out to start being entrepreneurs and get it going. Like parents and grandparents are buying this for their kids, to get them to the government schools didn't do it. Maybe Richard can do it, he has a lot of them. They come as an event in the past few years at Porkfest, and he has a lot of these guys come. They just got a big restaurant thing, some, presentations and so on. They got it going on, and that's what I visited Richard just a week ago. And I could see that he's kind of a lot of the things that Brian was wanting to do in Weare to make this available, he's marketing now on Autonomy. So when you did this and you're talking about this capability of decentralizing, these small businesses that start doing things, you get canceled. They deplatform you. You're not allowed to say this about that. Well, you have the infrastructure that you're making available that it's not going to go away. It can't go away. That's why I keep screaming this decentralization thing, because you'll be a victim of your own success. The more the freedom, liberty community is successful in marketing or doing something or a concept, that's when you get canceled. You're not allowed to be successful. So this is the infrastructure Brian is setting up so that you can't be canceled. How far off am I?
That's about right. You own your own copy of that website or the video platform. I considered doing this interview on my network instead of on your network. Whereas the solution that I've got is using Jitsi, which is a decentralized server. I just built my own Jitsi server yesterday. So I've got our own instance of that, and then a live streaming out to PeerTube, which is another decentralized, similar to YouTube or Rumble, but this is a decentralized thing that you can install and run your own server. So I would be live streaming from my meeting server, sitting in my basement, to my video platform server, which is sitting in my basement, and recording into that network, and it never really left the house.
Okay, wait. I've used Jitsi before. Somebody's like, oh, let's just do a Jitsi conference call, something, whatever, and they made me install it. I did it on my phone or something. So I'm going, okay, so this show, we're doing Zoom, You know, so, you know, obviously I'm communist because I'm on Zoom Chinese of whatever the hell. CCP is be a watching. They don't like them Brian ideas. So I'm going, all right, so I should be doing this on another mechanism that could be noted, that can be, it is effective. I've used it. I mean, it works. So then I saw Larkin Rose did a thing on, it was called Vigilante.tv. It's a Berwick thing that they're doing, and they're, you know, kind of interfacing with Hive, which is, I just learned about it last couple of days. I've been, you know, looking at, we're going to be doing some shows on it. And I'm definitely, you know, it's all our IPFS stuff has been to demonstrate that you can do it. We've been doing it. I'm not married to IPFS, but I'm like, it's working and we're doing it. So I'm going, okay, can you set me up for my, you know, $1 billion in a few months, you know, Bitcoin Cash I sent you, you know, can I get a server space, or it be noted somewhere, the material or the streaming, or how, you know, is it something like someone like me can interface with of a service that you have?
Yes, as a member, you get into this network. So now you have access to all of the content that I created, that I put up there. Plus, you'd be able to create your own channel onto that. But even better than that, the content that I'm creating is teaching you how to be able to run your own instance of that. So you don't need me. You don't need to be on my network. You have your own network sitting in the bus, or sitting in your office or your house, or wherever you want it to be. But that's because I don't want everything to just come to me so that I'm the central point. I want you to be a node on it. I want everybody to have their own nodes so that they are decentralized.
So it's kind of like our pirate box concept that we were doing.
It's very similar, yes. It's not dedicated to specific hardware. It can run on anything. It's all completely open source, and it's all in GitHub, so anybody can contribute to all of these different components to it.
Well, fortunately, the Pirate Box is hardware that interfaces can do a lot of things. And so we kind of pioneered a lot of this years ago, but I'm not screaming about this. And Brian and I have talked about this before. And I'm like, hey, I want to, but, you know, like he says, he's not the salesman. He's like, yeah, well, you know, kind of, he just does it, you know? So then I'm going, so now he's going, well, yeah, Ernie, it's, you know, I did it. It's done. You're not doing it? You know, you better join my PMA, man. What's up? You know, I'm going, God, man, you're killing me. You know, so of all the times that we talk and do everything, you know, I got to drag this stuff out of them. I mean, it's just amazing. So this is all the things that we've been advocating and doing for decentralization. If you join, you know, his private membership association to support, these capabilities are there. And with autonomy, he's done the videos to school you in, you can do it. And it's not that you need a physical thing there. You do it yourself, and it interfaces with their network, so you get it replicated, noted out there. Here it comes. Decentralization, man. I'm telling you, I've been screaming this. That's why we did pirateswithoutborders.com, is to emphasize decentralization is coming. The power down to the individual, it's here. It's the same impact the printing press had, the same impact, you know, blogging and vlogging and whatever on the internet had. And what happens? They, them, those, the bad guys buy all the publishers, you know, and the printing houses and the presses and all that kind of stuff, and own all the newspapers and radio and television stations, and then they limit what you can do on the internet and kind of blah, 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 because they can. So if you can create the decentralized noded networks, they can't, then what happens? Oh, you get free and crap. Woo! And Brian is given the hardware, the software, the ability, and the contacts to do it from itty bitty little Weare, New Hampshire. This was a fun show, man. I'm glad we got to have this thing. You know, it gives me a lot of inspiration. I mean, that we've talked about this stuff, but Brian's did it. He's doing it. You know, he built it. You know, it's the field of dreams, man. You know, and there it is. Hey, thanks for coming on. This was awesome. You know, hopefully we pimped everything. You know, and we got to do another show. We'll do another show.
Yeah, we scratched the surface. That's a good start.
Good start. All right, you got some bombshell. You guys, no, we'll do it again another time.
No,
You're killing
no.
me, man. Make a list. Next time we come on. Holy crap.
It's thewarehouse.com/help is your list. I just got to explain what that video that I got to put out is just to explain all the different things that I
Well, make sure you send it to me. I'll pimp it on Famous Phoenix. Hell, I'm waiting for your display ad, banner ad I can put up on the site. I got banner ads, all kinds of stuff that I promote, like this. This is one thing that, the market, this is one of the early things that we did was agorist.market, connecting counter economy buyers with sellers. It doesn't have, it's all HTML, really simple. We got blackmarketfriday.info that we have, and then we have blackmarketfridays.com, and what it is, and we gone Ross, which is like gone Galt. Ross Ulbricht that did Silk Road, that's why they gave him 3 life sentences for building a web page. Well, yours is decentralized. It's noted. Who are they going to go after? Math? I mean, it's so you have all of these businesses, and you can business listing by category, list your business for free, and this is an IPFS. You can go, we got peer-to-peer. We use our currency, like, Corbett, is a participant, and we have, the buck stops here, blackmarketfridays.com, and these are the businesses that are participating. When we started this, it was like, it just exploded. Because there's a market for this. So what do we do with it? Well, we just keep building it. So I'm in. This kind of stuff is, we're just looking for people we can help. And I gave a little bit. It's not often I do a show and I wind up paying them money. God, But
I appreciate it.
Brian's a good guy and he's done it. A little bit of crypto as a reward for doing it. Yeah, what have you done? Oh, you know what you should do? I got to stack this freaking mile high of all the shoulds I should do. And then when I was county chairman of the Maricopa County Libertarian Party in Arizona for a decade or so, and somebody come up and they go, you know what you should do? And I go, whoa, wait a minute. And I made sure in the bylaws there was a capability that I could make chairman of any committee that I wanted. So I go, poof, you are now chairman of what do you want your business card to say? You're in charge of it. I should what? We have all these resources for you to do the I should. The should. Well, what does the warehouse have? The facility for you to do.
Don't should on me.
Yeah, don't should on me. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't think of that one. But, don't should on me. So if you got a should, there's a facility to do it. I don't want to hear you whining, bitching. No, I just want to tell people what to do. Oh, well, get in line with all the other Klingons and freaking statists of whatever want to tell me what to do. Well, this is, a really good opportunity, and that it's that one young man or woman that's going to be inspired by this. It only takes that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 dozen. Because we started so much stuff, it built up to like a couple of dozen people in Arizona and exploded into all kinds of crap. And that is what he has access from people all over the world. Brian Becker, the Warehouse. Awesome. Thanks for coming on, man. This was fun, informative.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate it.
You bet.